You're now listening to Relationship War Stories, and I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And in this installment of Relationship War Stories, what we're going to talk about is domestic violence. You know, abuse, spousal abuse, and just being in abusive relationships. And what inspired me to do this particular podcast is the song Better Day from Ike Ellis. Ike Ellis is a North Carolina-based rapper who has a single and a music video to the single, Better Day. And I'm going to put the link in the information box below so you all can hear that. And basically what the song is about is, primarily women who are in abusive relationships, kind of, telling them to keep their heads up and just saying some, words of encouragement and, things like that. And plus it's a little acting scene in the beginning of the video where you see the the woman burns the toast or something like that, and then he comes in there and attacks her just for that. And you can check out the video and definitely post your thoughts in the comments, the comment box below. But what I'm gonna say about this topic, and again, it's not right to hit. I'm gonna say it's not right to hit anyone. I'm not gonna say, well, you shouldn't hit women, but men, okay, you can smash them. No, I'm not gonna say that. The violence of any kind, whether it be against your partner or unless you're going to war with another country or something like that, then I guess that'd be okay. But just I'm against violence as a whole, not any gender specific violence where a certain gender is the victim. But I'm kind of getting a little deeper into what I'm about to say, and I know it may I'm not gonna say it's not gonna offend anyone, but I'm gonna take a kind of a non-conventional kind of approach to this topic. First, I want to say, and this has probably been said to death, and I strongly stand behind the statement that I'm about to say. I believe that these women, well, and men too, who are in these abusive relationships, and I'm not blaming the victim or anything like that. I kind of believe that, and they do need help. And disagree with me if you want. I believe that these people are just as sick as the people who are abusing them. Now, before you say, oh, no, that's not right. You're blaming the victim and it isn't like that. Okay, listen here. How many times do you need to get hit by somebody that says they love you? I mean, how many? I mean, if you're staying in a relationship where your partner is abusive, you need help too, because I'm not saying that in a looking down upon you kind of way, but I strongly think they need therapy or something like that too, because it's 2013. Women there's so many options and so many things, so many facilities that women that can go to. There's so many people that they can go to if they're stuck in. I don't believe that you can actually get stuck in this relationship. What is good about being, in a relationship, living with someone that could eventually take your life? Something in you should say, hey, this isn't right, or this isn't love. If you're still, I mean, we can sit there and say, oh, well, it's wrong for the man to do this and that, or it's wrong for the abuser to do this and that. Yeah, that's been said to death. But these people that are with these people, yeah, I'm starting to think that this might be something that some of these people want. Because how are you going to be that needs to be your primary main objective if you're in an abusive relationship, is to get out of it. And the reason, I'm not trying to say I don't feel sorry for people in abusive relationships. I do feel, I'm like, oh my God, that's sad. But at the same time, I know there's relationships out there, or marriages, that people get divorced or break up with people for lesser things, So you're going to be with somebody that's beating the crap out of you. But, you know what, I'm going to get a divorce because this guy lost his job. or you know what, or I'm going to break up with this guy because because he comes late to the dates, or he takes me out on cheap dates, so I'm breaking up with him. But you know what, if I'm getting my butt kicked, every day, you know what, I'm going to stay. No. Something's sick about that. You know? Do you agree or disagree? Definitely post your comments in the comment box below. And another thing too, I want to kind of dispel some of these myths. I think some of these, about abusive relationships, every time we see something about that or see a commercial or even, Ike Ellis's video, which is a great song, by the way, and I'm glad he did make it. It's nothing against him or the song, because, topics like this do need to be addressed. But, it's always these things where they put this, it's kind of like his propaganda, where the woman is some kind of innocent Mary Poppins, and then she accidentally, burns the toast, and then some big brute comes in there and gives her a black eye just for that. I mean, come on. I'm not trying to say that everything has a cause and an effect. I'm not blaming the victim, but I honestly think that, I do believe that these men are sick, but also too, I don't think that these men who do abuse their wives or women who throw pots and pans at their husband, I don't think they're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs and going, you know what, I'm bored, I'm going to smack this woman around. I don't think that's how it goes. Sometimes I think to myself, what did this woman do to get this guy that mad? Or what did this man do to get to where this person wants to kill? What are they doing? I mean, because also too, I also believe that even if the man even if he's not an abusive person, but he is, beating on his wife or beating on his girlfriend, you know what? If anybody makes me that mad, if I'm in a relationship where a woman is provoking me to a point where I need to put my hands on her, I need to leave her too. It's like you both need to leave. If you're getting beat up on by somebody that says they love you, or somebody that says they love you makes you so angry to where you just want to give them a black eye, it's time for you both to leave. I'm sorry. There's not enough compromising. I also believe that with friendships too. If you have a friend, a same-sex friend that you're just cool with, and you guys are getting in, fist fights like every day. I mean, I know we know the expression, oh well, boys will be boys and all that stuff like that. But we're grown men. I mean, I can see if you're little kids and you guys are kind of tussling in the grass or whatever every now and then, or playing football, or playing around. But two grown men smacking each other around, you guys need to quit. You guys need to separate, or go to court and quit hanging out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see the whole thing. You may agree, you may disagree, but hear me out on this. I'm saying because it's just so much of this, and I really believe that that everybody needs therapy around the globe. You know what I'm saying? Not just because I'm so sick of these hearing about things like this, to where when I was in a 20-year relationship and the man used to beat me up every day. Come on. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And another thing I'd like to say is too, some of these things just don't sound right. Like you're with a woman. Okay, now if a woman's was in one abusive relationship and she got out of it, and the rest of her relationships were they broke up over creative differences, as I like to call them. One person wants to go in the other direction with the relationship, the other person wants to go in the other direction with the relationship, and you break up. Or people grow apart, or the typical things that people break up over. I totally understand that. But if a woman has been in one abusive relationship and she hasn't been in one since, then I go, okay, shame on that guy. But if you hear about these women and they just been in an abusive relationship after abusive relationship, one guy used to hit her, and then the next boyfriend used to hit her, and then she was in 5 abusive relationships back to back, and now she's married to a guy that beats on her. It's kind of like, okay, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? What, are you doing something that's making these guys do this, or are you just Or are you just seeking out guys who or you're not going to, you know, are you the kind of person that you're not even going to be in a relationship with a guy unless he's smacking you around? You know, I mean, because there are some women that are like that. I know you've heard about it. These women who every relationship they've been in have been abusive. It makes me think, what's wrong with you? You picked them. You're the one picking these guys. You know. And then, you know, I know there's going to be some feminists or somebody on here that's going to post and say, oh, that's just in the man's thing. No, come on. Come on now. According to some of these feminists, we're all abusive, or we're all, you know, which one of, you know. So no, that is not true. That's totally not true. And there's empirical evidence that says that's not the case. So you guys need to come better than that if that's what you're going to post. But yeah, it's just a topic that it's just a recurring theme, and I believe that there's no way to really, you know, just like stop it, you know, because I believe that there's still gonna be wars and still gonna be you know, violence and bad people in the world, you know, for years to come. You know, it's not like we can just put a stop to the thing. But I do want to put out this video and maybe touch somebody that may know someone that's in an abusive relationship, or maybe in one themselves, and go and actually do some some analytical thinking about themselves, because you know, it takes two to tango and it takes two to get into a fight. Well, I guess more than two. You can't have a fight by yourself. So if you're just sticking around for this kind of stuff, what's going on here? You know, and I do believe that the victims, you know, other than just the typical rehabilitation, other than just putting them in a facility and just giving them some nice clothes to wear or something like that, and we need to do more than that. You know, we need to do more than just doing a bunch of finger pointing and blaming after the person does get out of the abusive relationship. I think there needs to be some kind of somebody needs to evaluate these people. They need some kind of some kind of psychiatric evaluation, because I do strongly believe that, you know, these people who continuously get in abusive relationships or been in long-lasting abusive relationships, they're just as wrong as the person that's smacking them around. You know. Well, that's my little rant. That's all I want to say about that. If you agree or if you disagree, feel free to post. And like I said, I don't want to get into a big argument. It's just, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down. You know, post your comment. And if you feel that I'm wrong, you know, find a nice way to say it. You know, I don't want any of this. You know, I'm not trying to spark an angry debate here. But you know, if you can articulate your point and you know, really, you know, convey your message, get it across without you know, trying to mudsling, then by all means, let's have the debate, and I'll even post up another video, or, you know, a response to this one or a follow up to this one too, you know, based on the users' comments. So definitely, again, post your comments, and also too, go in the information box and listen to the Ike Ellis song "Better Day." And definitely check it out. Listen to what he's saying. And by the way, that is a great song. You know, there's nothing to get. You know, even though I'm saying what I'm saying, that is a good song, and it is a good. You know, I think people should definitely take a listen to it. And it's going to be on his forthcoming album, Cornbread, too. By the way. And if you like other songs by Ike Ellis too, I'm going to put the links in the information box, and I'm also going to put the link, the iTunes link, to his latest project, Please Rewind. This is great. You should definitely check it out. Well, that's all I'd like to say for this edition of Relationship War Stories. Also, too, if you want to send me something directly, you know, you'd also email me at podcastsondemand@yahoo.com. And that's all I'd like to say. I'm just some guy named Jay, and this has been Relationship War Stories.